Ever feel like the world of AI is moving so fast, it's just hard to keep up?
Oh, absolutely. It's like a new headline every hour.
Yeah, and what if you could, cut through some of that noise, understand something key that's actually empowering people, creators, and users alike?
That's exactly what we're aiming for today. It can feel overwhelming, almost like you need a tech degree just to follow along.
Totally. So today we're doing a deep dive into MyShell. That's SHELL. It's described as an AI consumer layer.
Mm.
It focused on building, sharing, and get this, owning AI agents.
Right. And we're working directly from MyShell's own documentation here, stuff from February 2025, so it's pretty current, giving us a good look inside.
Exactly. So our goal here for you listening is to really pull out the core of what MyShell is, what makes it interesting, maybe why it matters to you, without drowning in all the jargon.
We want to find those aha moments.
Yeah, those aha moments. Okay, let's dive in then. What exactly is MyShell, like the big picture?
Okay, so think of it. Maybe like a new layer for the internet, but built around AI. So instead of just websites, you have these AI agents.
AI agents, like little programs.
Kinda. Little bits of intelligent software. And the key is you can create them, share them, and maybe even, own a piece of them. It's about putting AI creation and ownership back into the hands of regular users.
Ownership.ai, that feels
Yeah.
different. How are they managing that? Is that where blockchain comes in?
It seems like it. They talk a lot about agentic frameworks, which, okay, sounds technical, but think of it like moving away from one giant AI brain to more like AI Lego blocks.
Okay, Lego blocks. I like that.
So instead of just big companies making all the AI, individuals can snap together different functions to solve specific things they need. It's a shift in power, really. And they're using open source models, which is huge.
Meaning anyone can see the code.
Exactly. See it, use it, build on it. And yeah, the blockchain part, with their shell token, that seems to be how they're planning to handle the ownership side, tracking contributions, rewarding creators within this whole system.
So it's not just like AI chatbots for fun. There's a utility side too, and this shared ownership idea.
Precisely. They seem to be aiming for both. AI for entertainment, sure, but also practical AI agents that can, help with tasks, provide real value. And that shared ownership bit seems pretty core to their whole philosophy, making AI less centralized.
Right, and that brings us to Shell, the token. You mentioned it. It's their native utility and governance token.
Right.
So what does it actually do in the MyShell world?
Okay, so Shell has a few jobs. Think of it as the currency and the voting power for the platform. First, it's what you'd use to maybe buy new AI assets, new agents, things like that.
Okay, like an in-app currency.
Sort of, yeah. Second, holding Shell might get you discounts on premium features or access to special stuff. Third, it lets creators actually advertise their AI agents within MyShell to get them noticed.
Ah, okay, so promotion.
And finally, linking back to that ownership idea, it gives holders a say in how the platform evolves. Governance, basically, like you get a vote on future decisions.
Got it. So currency, access, promotion, and governance. That makes sense. Okay, that's the what, but the how.
Yeah.
What's the tech actually powering this? They list like 5 key technologies in this open source AI framework.
Yeah, this is where you see how they're trying to make it happen. The first big one is Shell Agent. Think of this as the main workshop. It's where you go to build your AI agent.
So if I have an ideal, like an AI that helps me plan meals, but I can't code, is Shell Agent for me?
That's exactly the idea. It's built using what they call a modular agentic framework, basically interchangeable parts. But the really key thing is the zero code workflow.
Zero code.
Yeah, so you can essentially drag and drop features, tell the AI how to behave, all without writing actual software code. And the numbers they shared back in Feb 2025 were, well, pretty big.
Like what?
Over 200,000 AI agents already deployed using Shell Agent, around 170,000 active creators building stuff, and over 5 million users interacting with these agents.
Wow. Okay, 170,000 creators. That's not trivial. To suggest people are actually finding it usable.
It really does. It seems like that accessible approach is clicking with a lot of people.
So that's Shell Agent, the builder. What else is in their tech toolkit?
Next up is Open Voice. This is their tech for instant voice cloning. And what's interesting here is the focus on accuracy, not just the words, but the tone, the style of the voice.
Voice cloning.
Okay.
It supports multiple languages, different accents, and they even talk about zero-shot cross-lingual capabilities.
Zero-shot cross-lingual. What does that mean exactly? It basically means the AI learns the essence of a voice so well in one language, say English, that it can then make that same voice speak another language, maybe Spanish or French, even if it's never heard that specific voice speak Spanish before. It's pretty advanced stuff.
Whoa. Okay, that's wild. Potentially clone my voice speaking a language I don't even know?
That's the idea. Then there's MelloTTS. This is their text-to-speech library. Again, multilingual, focused on natural, expressive speech, not robotic voices.
Like the ones you hear on some automated calls.
Hopefully much better. And it can handle mixed language input, too, like switching between English and Spanish in the same sentence smoothly. Plus, it's designed to run in real time on normal computers.
So, open voice for cloning, MelloTTS for generating speech from text. They've got the audio side covered. What about the actual AI brain understanding the text?
Right. That's where Jetmo comes in. This is MyShell's own large language model, their LLM. The big deal here is that it's fully open source.
Open source, like Shell Agent.
Exactly. And it's specifically optimized so people can fine-tune it, tweak it on regular consumer hardware, like a decent home computer. Again, very focused on accessibility and letting the community build on their work.
Okay, an open LLM you can run and modify yourself.
Right.
That feels important for decentralization. And the last one they mentioned is Alice.
Yeah, Alice. This one sounds a bit different. It's described as a fully autonomous, general-purpose AI agent. So maybe less of a tool for building and more of a ready-made agent that can handle a wider range of tasks on its own.
Gotcha. So Shell Agent to build, Open Voice and MelloTTS for audio, Jetmo is the open brain, and Alice as a kind of generalist AI. That's quite a stack they've built. How's it actually landing in the real world? Any highlights?
Yeah, they point to some pretty strong signals. For instance, both MelloTTS and OpenVoice apparently trended #1 on GitHub when they launched.
GitHub. That's the big platform where developers share code, right?
Exactly. So hitting #1 there means a lot of developers were interested, downloading it, talking about it. It's like a huge thumbs up from the tech community itself.
Okay, that's significant validation. They also mentioned product market fit. What's the evidence there?
Well, mostly those user numbers we talked about. Over 5 million users, 200,000 agents deployed. That kind of scale suggests they're definitely meeting a real need or desire out there.
It's not just a cool tech demo. People are actually using it.
Right. It implies that this idea of accessible AI creation and use, it has legs. It's resonating beyond just the hardcore AI researchers. What do you think that says about where AI is heading? Seems like democratization is a big theme.
It really does. And this AI creator ecosystem they highlight, over 170,000 active creators.
Yeah, that's crucial. You need creators to make any platform like this work long term. Having that many active people building agents suggests it's a lively place. And the idea of decentralized incentives, creators potentially earning shell tokens probably helps fuel that growth.
Makes sense. Let's zoom in on those existing products again. We know MelloTS and OpenVoice are open source and hit #1 on GitHub. Any more details on their traction?
They give some pretty impressive numbers. MelloTS was apparently the most used text-to-speech model in 2024 with something like 20 million downloads.
20 million. Wow.
Yeah, huge number. Shows how widely adopted it became. And OpenVoice got around 30,000 stars on GitHub, putting it in the absolute top tier, like the top 0.03% of open source AI projects. So yeah, beyond just launching well, they seem to have real staying power in the dev community.
Those numbers definitely paint a picture of significant impact. And Shell Agent, the builder platform, how are those 170,000 creators actually using it?
Well, like we said, it's designed to be easy, zero code for beginners, but they also mentioned different modes within Shell Agent for people with more technical skills. So it seems flexible enough for simple bots and more complex AI applications. The sheer volume of agents built proves it's working for a wide range of creators.
Right. And they gave that specific example, the arcane filter. What was that about?
Yeah, the arcane filter. It sounds like an AI agent someone built on MyShell, maybe for image editing or something. Anyway, it apparently hit the #1 spot on Google globally for related searches.
#1 on Google.
Yeah, and get this, over 300,000 requests and brought in over 10,000 new users in one day.
Whoa. For just one agent.
Exactly. It really shows how one useful AI agent, even if relatively simple, can find a huge audience super quickly if it solves a real problem or taps into a trend. It's a perfect example of that product market fit they were talking about. It almost feels like the early days of the mobile app store, doesn't it?
It really does. Like this could be the app store, but for AI agents. Okay, fascinating example. Let's pivot to the Shell token again. We know its uses. What about the supply, the tokenomics, as of Feb 2025?
Okay, token details. The docs say the total supply, the absolute maximum ever, is 1 billion Shell tokens.
1 billion, okay.
When it initially listed, the circulating supply, the amount actually out there, was about 270 million, so 27% of the total.
Right.
They also specifically called out an airdrop for Binance users, people holding assets on the Binance exchange. That was 50 million Shell, or 5% of the total, planned in 2 parts. Kind of a reward for early believers, you know.
Makes sense. And technically, it exists on multiple blockchains.
Yeah, it's listed as being both an ERC20 token on Ethereum and a BEP20 token on the Binance Smart Chain. Gives people options.
Okay, good snapshot of the token situation then. Now, the future,
Yeah.
the roadmap, seeing what they've already done is always telling. What milestones did they list as completed before early 2025?
They had a busy 2024, it looks like. Launched MellaTTS, then OpenVoice V2, did their Series A funding round, launched a testnet, like a practice network for AI interacting with the blockchain, did an NFT launch called MyShell, launched their AI store, that marketplace for AI agents, and then the initial launch of Shell Agent itself.
Wow. Okay, Mela, TPS, Open Voice funding, testnet, NFTs marketplace, Shell Agent launch. That's a lot in 1 year.
And they mentioned a major update to Shell Agent right at the start of Q1 2025, too. So yeah, they seem to move pretty fast.
Definitely hitting milestones. So what was on the roadmap for Q1 and Q2 of 2025? What were they working on right then?
For Q1 2025, the first part of the year, they were aiming for some cool stuff, like launching an interactive agent builder using natural language.
Claiming you could just talk to it to build an AI.
Kind of, yeah. Describe what you want in plain English. They also planned an AI hackathon and a trading festival, community building stuff, and integrating Shell Agent more deeply with blockchain functions so agents could do things on-chain, and also with social media.
Agents interacting with blockchains and social media directly. Interesting. Anything else for Q1?
A big one. Developing infrastructure for training next-gen generalist agents using data from the wider digital world. So moving towards more capable, broad AI.
Okay, big foundational work. What about Q2 2025, the next quarter?
The focus for Q2 seemed to be on making the agents smarter, more adaptable. They mentioned developing scalable, agentic reinforcement learning methods.
Agentic reinforcement learning. That sounds complex.
It kind of is, but think of it like how AI learns from trial and error in a complex environment, like the internet. Instead of just following instructions, agents could learn and reason based on their online interactions, getting better over time, more autonomously.
So, making the AI agents learn on their own more effectively. Okay, the roadmap points to easier creation and smarter agents, which leads back to their overall vision, right? It feels bigger than just the tech.
Absolutely. They state their mission pretty clearly: create a fair, open AI ecosystem where everyone involved gets value.
Fair and open.
Yeah. They see the current platform, Shell Agent and the marketplace, as the starting point, a place where anyone can create, share, monetize AI. But the bigger goal is evolving that into a shared ecosystem, driven by the network's value becoming this boundless AI consumer layer.
A boundless AI consumer layer, affecting lots of digital interactions. It's ambitious.
Yeah.
Democratizing AI creation, but also building this shared value system around.
It really is ambitious. But you look at the traction they got with OpenVoice and MellaTTS, the number of creators jumping in, it suggests they're onto something that people want. They seem to be making real progress towards that big vision.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. Summing up this deep dive, MyShell looks like it's building this whole ecosystem, right? Trying to make AI creation and use much easier for everyone.
Yeah, lowering the barrier significantly.
Using open source tech as a foundation, which is key, and then adding this blockchain layer with the Shell token for potential ownership, rewards, maybe governance down the line.
Right, that mix of AI and blockchain principles.
And the user growth, the creator numbers we saw, they really do suggest people are responding positively. There seems to be a strong initial pull.
Definitely tapped into something there, a desire for more participation, maybe.
Could be. So here's something to chew on for you listening. As AI gets woven more and more into just everything we do online, what does it actually mean if individuals like you can easily create and maybe even own your own specialized AI agents using platforms like this?
Yeah, what changes when it's not just big tech providing the AI?
Exactly. What new things could you do with that? Automate boring tasks, get hyper-personalized info, create totally new kinds of entertainment or tools. It really opens up some interesting possibilities to think about.
It really does. It's a glimpse into what a more decentralized AI future might actually feel like.
So if you want to explore MyShell further, check out their website, their GitHub. The resources are out there. We definitely encourage you to dig deeper if this sparked your curiosity. See what you make of their vision and how it might all play out.